First, I want to say shalom, shalom. Call halam Yahweh Bashem Hamashai Bashem Rakak Wadash. Giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. This is Asha from Chicago, Great Millstone, coming to you with another lesson for the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Negroes, the true Hebrew Israelites of of today, modern time, and ancient time. This is a quick lesson that that the earth was given to the bad man. Bottom line. So we're gonna jump right into this precept. Because people pretend that this world, like these so-called foolish Christians talking about, everything is hunky-dory and everything is all right, not realizing, how Bashim al-Shah set this thing up according to his perfect plan, his perfect will, and his perfect knowledge. And here it is. This is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he? So, that since the foundation of this world, how Bashim al-Shah had his master plan, and his world was given over to the wicked ones. And who is the wicked ones today? Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man. If you look around, all he has done is brought destruction, death, and calamity. From our ancestors being brought on slave ships, all the blood is spilled on the ground, to the Native Americans taking over all the indigenous population. Everywhere he's go, he's brought blood, destruction, and chaos. It's just a madhouse, because it was given over to the hands of the wicked ones for a short time. But, indeed, they're wicked. Every device they have, every imagination is about destruction, death, and calamity. Everywhere they go, they bring in their ruthless agenda, death by pain, and what they magic elixirs, everything else that they can concoct. Every thought that they do is continually on wickedness and destruction. Here's another precept. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. What are these people doing? Look on the news, they crying, mourning, marching, protesting, just, one after another, there's some more calamity and chaos, that's going on with these wicked people in power, in place. You turn on the news every day, it's more death, destruction, people mourning and rioting in the streets because it's just madness going on all around the world. You see it, people mourning and dying, deaths, calamities, when the wicked are in place, this is what happened. The people continue to mourn. There's no hope for them. They're in despair because of the death tolls and everything that's going on. But here's another quick precept. This is Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So, Esau Edom has been marked for destruction, And Yahweh Shai, is going to come down with his sword and destroy all of the works of these wicked folks, And it's, as you see it now, it's just, it's mounting up, It's getting closer and closer because they have done their share of wickedness and destruction from wherever they've gone. For over 400 years, you've seen what they, destruction that they continue to do, mass incarceration and brutality on every side, thousands of kids, millions of children being, eradicated, a million children in America go missing every year, subject to death, destruction, and all types of wicked devices and wicked experiments, nobody's talking about none of this stuff, This is just what's going on, It's just crazy, This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity and in the time that then their iniquity had an end, They got to pay for all of this, They've continued to butcher us and destroy us since we've been here. There's so many atrocities. We've been hanged, lynched, murdered, raped continually today. Y'all think it's stopped, but it has not stopped. They just trying to be a little more seclusive when hiding it, but they have not stopped their bloodshed, their bloodlust, their destruction, and their tyranny. This is, the great land that, a home of the betrayed and slayed and destroyed. Not that other foolishness that they fabricate. This is Esau Edom's agenda. You know, to continue to destroy, you know, the righteous of, you know, of Yahweh Shemel Shai of Israel. You know what I mean? Who they've been given, you know, we've been given into the hands of them for our disobedience. But nevertheless, they have exacted way beyond, you know, their measure what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? And they're going to, you know, they've been butchering, raping us, and just, you know, continually punishing us at will. You know what I mean? Locking us up, shooting us down in the streets. You name it, they continue to do it. You know what I mean? But, you know, but that time is soon coming. You know what I mean? This is Galatians 1:4. Yahweh Shai, you know what I mean, speaking, who gave himself, you know, not speaking, but Yahweh Shai, who gave himself for our sins that he might deliver us from this present evil world according to the will of God and our Father. You know what I mean? Yahweh Shai was, you know what I mean? In order to redeem us from this present evil world, Yahweh Shai had to sacrifice himself, you know what I mean? Because, you know, to save us, to rescue us. Other than that, there was no hope. No salvation, you know what I mean? But it was for this present time, you know what I mean? He gave his life for us, for our sins, you know what I mean? And Yahweh Shai planned it out in order to rescue us from these wicked hands of these, you know, demonic people. You know what I mean? Continue to plague us on every side. And they only going to turn up the heat because they got a short time to go. Their wickedness is not going to stop. Their evil is not going to stop. They're going to continue to plot against the righteous. You know what I mean? You just watch it. You know what I mean? The righteous are oppressed. Anybody speaking out against them, you know what I mean, come up missing. You know what I mean? So we have to hold steadfast and, you know what I mean, you know, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and do his will and speak these words of powerful truth for the end times. You know, and Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to take care of us. You know, I hope this has been edifying with this. You know what I mean? I like to say Shalom, Baba Ball.